Hello, friends, and welcome back to Boru Nation. Happy to have you here tonight, as we have our first stream in a month. Had to take a bit of a break just because of a bunch of IRL things that were happening, but we're back now, and I'm trying to get the stream pulled up on my phone. I don't know. There we go. Okay, I've got the stream pulled up on my phone. The plan is to do Dungeons & Dragons tonight. However, none of my party members have showed up. So if party members don't show up, this will become a Community League Night stream. Let's see. All right, I've got a few different things to get prepped here. I'm going to pull up my DM notes. That, grab, okay, yeah, that's great. Da 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 da. Dot mod view is here. All right, let's go. Okay, maybe later. I've got mod view on my phone. That's kind of cool. That means I'll be able to see anything that happens and potentially unlock additional options for moderating my channel. All right, should we do some updates? It's been so long, I feel like we need some updates. How's that sound? While we're just sitting here waiting, I'm just going to chat about the things that have been happening in my life. So the last stream was on May 21st, which is a lot longer than I thought that I had taken a break for, but I really needed it. My life was just spiraling, and everything, I was dropping one ball after the other, and yeah, it wasn't great, and I wasn't proud of everything that I was letting slip through the cracks. And so I had to take a step back and refocus and re-energize, but I'm here now, and I'm ready to keep going, and I'm excited. I hope you're excited too, and I hope that me taking a month off doesn't kill all the momentum that we had been building on the channel. I understandably it probably should, right? Like I let y'all down. I wasn't able to hold up my end of this transaction, right? Of this kind of relationship, of this bargain. And so it would be no surprise if all of you have moved on and forgotten about me. And that's okay. I'm here to make friends and to bring light into people's lives and joy. That's my goal. And if I can do that, then I've succeeded. And I think even just starting again, just trying again tonight, brings light and joy into my life. And so I'm excited about that. Let's see. Maybe it's not supposed to start for another hour? Is that correct? Oh, yeah. We don't start for another hour. Oh, boy. That's embarrassing. All right, hold on. All right. We're going to go and swap this to League. There we go. We're going to change the title if I can figure out how to do that. Okay, here we go. Right. I was trying to figure out how to change the stream name.
Hello,
Redstone!
how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm glad to hear that. It filled my heart with joy when I heard your voice. Okay, I need to figure out
You know
how
what filled my heart with joy?
did you eat some chocolate today?
When I saw a notification that you went live.
It told me that my last stream was on May 21st. Oof. It's been a minute. I'm trying to figure out how to change my stream title because I accidentally started an hour early. So, In Your Mom's Jung wants to do one duo with me and then before I start the D&D stream, and I need to change the stream information so that it's apparent that I'm doing. Oh, you know what? I bet I know where I can do it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Twitch. Go to my stream manager. Creator dashboard. Although I bet he could be convinced to do an ARAM if you wanted to join us.
It's up to you guys.
Edit stream info. Community League before D&D. All right. Dungeons and oh, well, nope. This is going to be League of Legends first. There we go. All right, done. Okay. That info has changed. Are you online? How's life been for you? What have you been playing?
I have not been playing games today yet. I've just been trying to be productive today.
Ooh, how's the Proxmox going?
It's going pretty good.
Nice.
Um, I'm trying to set up the Plex VM again. I figured out I'm just like a dum-dum, and the static IP that I configured was incorrect, so that's why it wasn't working. It just didn't have an internet connection.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's a brutal one.
Yeah, I think I set like the um subnet wrong or whatever.
Yeah. I remember one time, one of my first couple times, setting up my server. Right. I like had set everything up. I configured the switch correctly, and I'm like not able to figure out why I can't connect to the internet, why I can't communicate with it, and it's because the IP address. Well, it's because I had set the correct IP addresses, right? Both from the switch and then from the servers, but I had plugged the switch into the wrong internet port on the server itself,
Oh, that's
right?
brutal.
Which I mean, like my server looks just like a souped up desktop, and I'm not used to desktops having more than one option.
Ethernet port, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a thing that normally happens.
Yeah, I was so confused for me, like why the app update wasn't working, and it wasn't able to get the like packages or whatever. and I kept thinking it was like with like like the domain wasn't like on the allowed list. I forget what it's called, but there's like a list of
Yeah, the
domains like
ACL.
working. Yeah, exactly. So I kept trying to like edit that and like add in like the different domains that I can pull the
Yeah.
repositories from, and apparently I just didn't have an internet connection in the first place. So yeah,
That does
I
make it
just did really
very
dumb.
difficult. Oh, that's fantastic. Do 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 do. All right, he said he needed 7 minutes 5 minutes ago, so we shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Okay.
And then he'll get in here. Yeah, but I mean, learning network architecture, right, and learning how to set up and maintain all of those different hardware things is it's quite the venture. It really is. There's a lot to that world, and a lot of times, right, being familiar with tech, right, with software development or computers in general, like means that you can transition into a lot of tech jobs pretty easily. But it really is like hardware maintenance is its entirely own world that has almost no
Yeah.
overlap with like general tech knowledge.
Yeah, I'm just dipping my toes into all this stuff, and it's so overwhelming, but it's very rewarding at the same time when you get something right.
Yeah. In disk if you wanna join back up.
Could hear you in this chat.
Noise. Yeah, so as it turns out, this is the old time, and we don't start for another 45 minutes. So that's enough time probably for a couple ARAMs before the D&D starts.
Cool.
But I decided that
Whoa, what is this?
I'd rather just keep the stream going than like drop it. Oh yeah, new ARAM.
That, that's cool.
It's really nice. The like ability to pick between a few different champions, and then the fact that like they all go up to the top, and then occasionally you get quote blessed with a third option.
Oh, that's why there's more than five. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this feels right to me. I don't want exhaust. Ew, that's what? We're going to take ghosts. We're going to run people down. It's going to be amazing. I really do want to practice more of the AP on hit Varus build that Michael was showing me. I have played it. I played it in a few Swift plays, and then I played it in a few arenas back when arenas were still available. Not arenas, brawls. I played it in Brawl a few times to practice it, and then my Elgato Stream Deck isn't. I gotta fix that. All right.
It does seem very fun. It does seem like a very good build, yeah.
Oh, nope. Okay. Stream Deck. There it is. Please open that app. Oh, it seems to have reset some of my settings. I'll have to get that fixed. My Stream Deck is criminally underutilized, and I need to get better
I know
about
that
it.
exact feeling, yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's
Mine
got
is very
so much
underutilized
good
too.
versatility, and I have like gone through a couple of times and really like updated it and make sure that it was good to go, but then it fell out. And then especially when I was really starting at the start of the year trying to get everything set up, I learned so much more about its capabilities and the things that I could do with it, and felt overwhelmed. And so I was just like,
MF put 2 points in her E. That is too much damage.
good for her.
Yeah, it's been a little bit since I played League, so like I forgot where to put my hands on the keyboard.
No WASD.
Yeah.
I remember back in the days of Dota, right? Like having a different hand position for every single champion that existed.
Oh no.
Jeez.
So they would provide hotkeys for every single champion, but they were all based off of like the names of the abilities. And so like yeah, I remember specifically Bloodseeker had one of the weirdest ones cuz his hotkeys were like Q, X, R, and V. And so, like, getting your hand into a position to be able to hit all of those whenever you needed to was a chore.
Something else.
Yeah. And then League came out, and they're like, what if all abilities were always just Q, W, E, and R? And it was revolutionary.
Hey.
Yes. Space AIDS. Alright, the Misfortune E into Jin W isn't fair. Can we report them?
Who's not there?
I said, no, Misfortune E into Jin W isn't fair.
Is it fair? Yeah, we can report.
Beautiful. Oh! You got the Dark Harvest proc, though.
Great. He's got just enough health to survive one more. Where are you gonna go? That way! Try, bud.
Nice. I like that you guys killed him fast enough for my passive to then pass to another or not my passive, but my E. I'm gonna go grab both these health packs. Health. Misfortune, would you stop? She going AP? Yeah, she is. Ooh. Nice.
Come up. I ulted. It's gonna chain one person. Very nice. No, you're
Nice.
not on my watch.
I bought the wrong boots. No one let me.
Oh, because you already left base.
Yeah, quick.
I didn't even leave base. Like for some reason, I just locked him and then I just misclicked.
Rude. We can report the shopkeeper if you want.
Sounds like a plan.
Man, I want this health pack up. I just not up for 10 more seconds. I want it so bad. Push! Push, space minions! Well, that was honestly really anticlimactic.
Yeah, I was thinking the same word.
Almost.
Well, that was actually a really nice back. I straight out bought a Rylais.
That's who. Shoot. This thing off me.
Nice. All right. Oh. No, Nico. Bad Nico. Yeah.
Works.
got ult. 14 seconds for my passive. Oh, dang it. Nice.
Yeah, auto me. That's all you're gonna get from me. I got cooldowns for 6
Get her.
seconds.
Oh! I thought you had that.
Let's kill that guy. I'll go for this guy. Need to kill someone with that. Nice. Ow.
Ah!
Stepped up. Great damage. Hopefully he dies too. Yeah.
Nice.
I got 4K to spend though.
That's a good amount of money. Can I make a recommendation?
Yeah. Shoot.
You should spend your money.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. That's why I'm here.
What are you buying?
What are you selling? Yeah. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Ah! Nice. Nice. Run! I'm on my way to help. Got him.
Nice.
The heals. I'm back up to half health. We go in hard.
I'm on my way.
Oh, I missed! Yeah, good feeling. This is great. Go for the back line. Oh. Very nice.
Nice. Watch us murder. Watch us go.
I really want to kill that. person. Yeah, you're dead.
Wow. Wait, I'm confused about how I died. I had the black shield on me. Nautilus, Nautilus. Ouch. That Nico flashed on me.
I don't know if I told you already, but I have one of the like programs for the stream deck logs you into League automatically, and I find it like the most convenient thing so far that I found.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me about that. Yeah.
It's just a single button, and it can even like relaunch with this. Like if your client is bugging out, you can just click the button and it'll close out and then relog you in super fast.
That is really nice.
As long as you use like unique passcodes and trust it.
I've gotten so much value out of this refillable potion.
Same. Misfortune is probably doing work this game.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a clean ace right there.
Yeah. What a fight. Dude, I had like 3 different E-charges going. Just bouncing around like crazy.
Hit my ult. Chain them up pretty good.
It was freaking gorgeous is what it was.
Hell yeah. That's art. What's this guy trying to do? He's not
Die.
Kill anyone. Let's go. Gotcha.
430 damage from dipping my toe into that misfortune ability.
Fuck, I misplayed like that. What was supposed to kill there?
I'm building all this magic resist and I'm taking most damage to turrets on a lot of my deaths.
That checks out. Oh, goodbye refillable potion. You've been good to me. For a second there, I thought this Morgana was a Cassidon. And I was like, what?
We have a Cassidon?
I am on my way to assist in murder. Look at my cool purple shield. Yep, rip in peace then.
There's another one right here. Boom. Got both. Oh, pretty hard.
I ulted the wrong person. Oh, okay, doesn't matter that much.
Wait, we didn't peel this motherfucking bear off. Oh, not the bear off me.
The bear just wanted to emotionally comfort you, okay? This is a rough world. She goes in and lands a Q, then she wins that. Oh, nice. Ooh, I'm level 16. I've got 5 items. Oh my gosh.
Oops. And he just straight up ulted me. I guess that makes sense, but
Oh, I was really hoping the bear would get teleported back as it was, clipped by Misfortune. Dang it, man. Oh, I'm gonna murder her so much! Nice. Nice. Nice! Hey, you got the triple. You got the triple in a 2v4.
Yeah, that was pretty cool actually.
Alright.
this Nico's been a nuisance. I need to put more thought into her.
Misfortune actually has $400. Here she goes. 420 gold shutdown.
It was
Just for
very
me.
nice. Nice.
You'll block for me. Yes. Oh, that was.
Ow. Sorry. I'm now full build. Oof.
Okay. Now you get alive. You get out alive.
Oh, and I have enough to buy an elixir of sorcery? Heck yes. I'm on my
That's the
way.
real one back there, by the way. Hey guys, we rid her.
Oh, he's dead. She's dead.
We're gonna be CC'd over there at least. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the dream. Oh, that anti-bear.
Okay, well, it's 2-on-1. But the problem is it's a Thresh
know.
Raka, or not
It's 2 on 2.
Soraka.
You got that bear. You forgot about that evil bear.
I had heart
It's
skill.
killing you. It's got so much. Oh,
It's so tanky.
yeah.
Nice. Do its resistances scale off of her AP?
I have no clue.
Because it was only taking 150 damage from fully charged tower shots, which is not a lot of damage. Freaking Jin traps, man.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
My ult hit. They're gonna get CC'd, I think, over there. Okay.
They're super low.
Oh, the plays are insane, bro.
Got him.
You that shit, or that shit was slit. Someone clip it. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh.
That makes it bad. We can end it right before that. Flip it, chat.
Hey, the bear's dead.
Let's go. It's finally back to 5v5.
I'm really sad that I died right there. Do I need to sell boots for something? Maybe? Do I buy bloodletters? Do I buy void staff? They don't have a lot of magic resist, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think void staff is necessary. Oh, I can't believe I lived. Nice. Oh my gosh! The Misfortune E did 815 damage to me. That's disgusting.
Annie's Tibbers did 700 damage to me.
Yeah, I think I'm going to buy a Jonas. I think that's what I'm going to do.
We were trying to get magic resist and something like Banshee's Veil. I took the teleporter.
I don't think I need much MR.
What hit me?
Wow. Jin. Jin killed us all.
Goodbye.
That hurts so bad. My feelings. My heart.
Aw.
Alright, we got time for one more. We can do this. Come on, client. Do the thing. Okay. Streamlabs. Everyone gets honored. Where's the scene change? I don't know. Where are you, scene change button? How am I supposed to program my stream deck? Where is it? Oh, Streamlabs desktop? Stream? No. Accepted. Source? No.
Pick your champion. Pick smart.
Ew. Can I reroll, please?
Welcome to the League of Draven.
Nice.
That Ori was really nice into our comp, actually. We have no AP now.
Who needs AP when you have Draven? Also, I guarantee you that this Kaisa is going AP.
Yeah, partially, for sure. That's what I said. Not a lot, I just know.
Twitch.
But yeah, if you're good on Draven, let's fucking do it.
Let's go murder. Pew pew.
Murder, she wrote. Murder.
I cannot
Where's the
find.
last spot you traveled to, Boru?
I went to Columbus last weekend, Columbus, Ohio.
Heck yeah, what's going on over there?
There was a board game convention called Origins.
Ooh, you see any new intriguing board games?
I did. I actually met Peter Hayward, who has designed and gotten about 10 or 12 of his games published.
Right.
And he asked, well, I was privileged with the opportunity to like play test a bunch of games, like 3 different games that he's developing.
Sweet.
And that was super fun. As it turns out, so he's British, right? But he lives in LA. But he, do you know the show Taskmaster?
Taskmaster?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound familiar.
It's a really good Brit. It's really funny. All the full episodes are free on YouTube as well, so you can just go watch it. It's hilarious. The premise of the show is there's this guy, comedian named Greg Davies, and he's like 6'7", and he's just like a really big man, right? And so Alex Horn came up with the idea, I think it was his idea, but basically Greg is the taskmaster. And so he just brings comedians onto the game show and has them do a bunch of asinine tasks and then like awards them points, right? Based on how well they did. And then whoever gets the most points like wins, right? And but like the tasks that they have to do are hilarious, and the fact that you have 5 comedians doing them in competition with each other just makes it even better.
Yeah. I'm seeing some of the comedians. I looked it up. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's really funny. And so anyways, he's friends with Alex Horn. So he showed me like photos of him like visiting the Taskmaster house and like talking to Alex and them. And he's also friends with Simon and Mark from Cracking the Cryptic, which is another one of my favorite YouTube videos or YouTube channels. They do Sudoku, and it's because of them that I have like I would call it a moderate love of Sudoku. I'm not nearly as good as they are. But I found out that Sudoku is a much more interesting and engaging world than I had originally anticipated.
The numbers one? Numbers?
Yeah.
Sudokus?
Yep.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of what's called variant Sudoku where they add like a bunch of additional rules. And it lets them like so I think in a regular Sudoku, there's like a minimum number of digits that you have to have in order to be able to solve it. And then with variant Sudoku, you can get down to 0 digits being necessary.
That's crazy. I've never done. I've never done one that difficult before.
So some of them are actually easier with 0 digits, depending on what the rule set is. But the idea is like it's always like a logic puzzle, and so like you have to like it's called breaking into the puzzle. Like, but figuring out that first digit is extremely satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
I like math. School and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you like
Numbers.
Sudoku?
Yeah,
That's
you
really-
should you should check out some variant Sudokus, man. They're really fun.
Yeah,
They have a free
I
app.
really look at it online too.
Yeah, they've got a free PWA as well. Don't mind me, I'm just out here farming. Ooh, nice. Catching my axes. Dang it. I knew that if I didn't get that auto attack, then I was going to drop them, but they were just too threatening. Oh, I'm out of the manas.
So are there maps like randomly selected, or is this like just changed?
There are 3 ARAMs now, 3 ARAM maps, and I think it's just random between them, which one you get.
Oh.
And they have slightly different features. Alright, let's see if I can get a kill with my ult from downtown, so that I can buy my BF sword.
From downtown.
I did not, because Ezreal used barrier.
Oops.
Oh, too bad.
Nice.
Take those. I don't even play this champ. I don't have anything to show.
I just wanted to hit the turret, but Anivia ult is stupid.
And her wall.
An enemy has been slain. Jeez, I'm trapped between a Nivea ult and turret. Oh, that was brutal.
And the Nivea wall, you mean?
No, well, yeah, her wall was out there too, but like, it was the ult keeping me from running back to the team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You could get around the wall. Yeah, it would be a pretty far walk.
Oh, come on. She made me drop my axe.
Okay, somehow I made it back.
Welcome back.
I don't know if anyone can survive it.
Ah. Oh, you almost had him.
No way, the Nivea damage is insane. Yeah, get him for me. One more.
No! If I had successfully interrupted the Anivia with my E, then I think I had the kill. But I missed. Because it would have both stopped her ult and not let her recast the Q2. Alright, maybe that was a little too aggressive.
Other teammates just doing his own thing, jumping around the teleporter.
That is how you have fun. Nice. Oh. Oh, what? Wow. Get him. Nice. I think Garen's Heartsteel just went off like 4 times. Nice. Look at us destroying turrets and stuff.
Oops. I eat the wrong way.
Nice.
Help me, someone's got a block.
Look like Pterodactyl. Oh, there we go.
We got another turret for that though. Like, I think it's alright. Get up! No. Disaster
Oh,
time.
my flash was.
Ah! If I hadn't dropped that first axe, I would have had him. Dang it! Poo on me.
Heh.
I think I'm gonna go LDR second.
Come on, we gotta make a big play off this here.
Nice.
Oh, that was crazy stuff.
Triple nice. I'm on my
Guy
way.
keeps KSing me. This Kaisa.
The triple KS, is that what that was?
This is the second triple KS. Or at least, not all three were KSs, but a couple of them, sure. I don't usually complain about something like that, but now I'm like, that's crazy. It's a little excessive. Shoot, tanking. We have problems, don't we?
Yeah, I let myself. I should have saved Flash to get over the Anivia Q. Then I think I
Yeah.
would have.
But at least we have good tempo.
Yeah.
Took that inhib down. They haven't even. They're at halfway on our turret.
I should have waited for more of the team. Nice. 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 Nice.
Very good. Very good.
Interestingly enough, she did not go full AP.
Yeah, only partial, right? Yep, that's what I was saying. Shoot. We're backing up. We're going in.
Nice.
Worth for the boys.
Playing Draven does really make my tendencies of spacing really obvious.
Yeah. Figures facing us to be quite distant and exact.
Yeah. Well, also,
Watch this play.
like my coach was talking about my natural tendency to step back, which then puts my axes way out of position to continue fights. Of course.
I failed you.
No, I misread the situation. I should have just waited and then taken the inhib with you. What do I want to get next? I just want more damage. Tom Kench does 1400 damage like a frog.
I eat the wrong way. It's...
Got him.
Oh,
No.
the minions?
Oh, no.
Yeah, the minions. Oh, he should have ulted while he was silenced. He wouldn't have been able to shield. That gray health is more than his entire health bar. Nice.
Oh, I messed up. I hit the wrong target.
Eh. I've got shield bow now. I also dumped one auto attack into the Nexus while Zed was ulting me. If I had held that auto attack, I would have been able to hit him as soon as he came out of the shadow. Or out of untargetable.
I don't think I've played with the Garen or Kaisa in a while. I feel like we're on different tempos.
Boom, game. That's how we do it. Oh, all right. Sorry to play in chat. I do got to get over to my D&D server, and so I will chat with you
No
guys
worries.
later.
Alright, later, bro.
All right, see you guys later.
Yes, you're right. Hello.
Yes, true. Hey guys. Bunny did message me today, yesterday I
did?
think actually, about
Yeah.
the new guild to tell me to join that one and stuff.
Oh yeah, they're making a social one that doesn't have all the
Mm-hmm.
PvP requirements. You thinking about it?
Yeah, no, she was like it thing just none of the requirements, and I'm like, I'm down, I'll be there.
Oh, for
Oh, that's
Dune?
great.
No, it's a Ragnarok game that we've been playing, but I couldn't like keep up with it because work.
Ah. Is it a survival game?
It's an MMO.
Okay. Nice. Well, welcome back. It is lovely to hear all of your lovely voices today.
It really is. Hi, friends.
All three of our voices.
Yeah. Return to streaming is nice. So we got
Oh,
the
man,
stream
was-
up today.
May 7th was the last time I opened up this. Although I opened it up on a different account, so maybe. I mean, my Kobold sheets. How did you not know what I was talking about?
I assumed it was either notes related to D&D or Twitch. So
Could have been a recipe for all I
Hey, I think we're all here.
yeah, look at that.
Bye, everyone.
A full party. Is it because we're streaming today? Were you guys like, listen, if he's not going to be streaming, then I'm not going to show up?
That was definitely it.
Yeah.
100%.
Clearly.
All right. Okay.
No stream, no biscuit.
Because Biscuit's school schedule revolves around whether you stream or not.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And the baby.
And the
My
baby.
The Night 257, thank you so much for the resub. 25 months. That's insane.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
25 months.
You literally haven't missed a month because I'm pretty sure my first month of being a Twitch affiliate was May of 23. So yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
have been
instantly,
here
yeah.
the entire time, and I appreciate that so much. Oh my, Ao, thank you so much for the sub. 15 months on a 4-month streak. That's also insane. N0619 says he's only here for the stream. Fix it. Is that actually true?
Ryan, I like your beard, by the way. It looks nice.
Thank you. It's going to be shaved off next week for my Voldemort cosplay.
Actually,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
are you gonna show a picture?
I will once the pictures have been taken. So next week I'm going to be at the Denver Fan Expo in Denver, Colorado. For
Hey,
those of you who don't know where
Denver.
that is. Oh yeah, Mercedes is there too, so I'm going to say hi to her. And then N0619, thank you so much for the sub, for the fame. He says, 6 months in a row. Thank you. Oh no, 6 months total, 1 month streak. Wait, but then I'm getting two
Wait,
different
how is
messages
1
there.
month a streak?
I don't know. That's what it says. But I appreciate it nonetheless. And then Shadowcat and Ishmael's Ripe also are both in Denver, so I'm going to be seeing them while I'm there. I'm super stoked. So, yeah, if you can find your way over near the convention center, we could probably meet up for food at some point. My parents, my niece, and my nephew will all be there as well. We've got a group Harry Potter cosplays that we're doing. And then
that's so fun.
I think we also, I can't remember. So I've got a group Alice in Wonderland cosplay that I think we're doing at San Diego Comic-Con. Is that right, Eno? Fix it. What dates are you in Denver? You guys are. Oh, Pixel Dix, welcome back. Thank you for the lurk. Enjoy the lurk. Ao, thank you for the lurk. Yellow Holiday, thank you for the lurk. We are in Denver from July 4th until 5th, 6th, 7th. I think the 7th. My parents might be staying there a little bit longer than that, but I have to get back for work. So I took the 5th off, so I am going to be there for like the whole weekend, whenever I can get the cheapest ticket between the Wednesday and Thursday to get out there. And then I've got my Denver Fan Expo badge already. So I'm super stoked for that. There's going to be a Voldemort cosplay. Interestingly enough, you're on a quiet train, so only interacting through chat this week. Oh, okay. Well, enjoy the train. I hope it's nice. So there were requests in the Discord server. I've got a stream request channel for the server where people can, ask for anything that they want to see. I was asked specifically to do some cosplay streams, and then I did a cosplay stream, and literally no one showed up. And so, yeah, and so I was like, I mean, I'm just sitting here like putting together a cosplay. And maybe if I'd like given it a few weeks or tried that, but I just did it as one of my variety streams. Sophie Gates 313, thank you so much for the oh my goodness the Night 257, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Look at this. We've got King Babe Tees online. Just got a gifted sub. We've got Redstone Cat in it. Oh, you finally changed your name, Redstone. Look at that. Welcome back. Thank the Knight 257 for the sub. Rinkaku's here. Wow, we've got such a party tonight. CF Moore is here. Sophie Gates 313. Thank you so much for the sub. Welcome everybody to the Boru Nation, where our community values are lifelong learning and mental resilience. What a celebration we're having on this first stream back in over a month. I saw today that the last stream that I did was on May 21st. I had to take a break for some mental health reasons, getting my life back together reasons, feeling overwhelmed reasons, and I am so excited. Like, what a welcome back. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, we're on a hype train level 4? There's no way that's true. What?
Oh.
Remember that time, Ao, when you were a train conductor and we got the hype train level 2? That was insane.
Yeah, I'm still mad I didn't keep the badge from that.
Well, join the current
I'm
hype
pretty sure
train.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you can keep the badge.
Do I have to like choose it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, that's so cool. Hype train level 4. Clip that. Also, Bango informed me that he wants to get involved with the channel again, with the editing process, and I've smoothed out a lot of the bumps that we were experiencing. But he had to take a break for a little bit because his mom was in poor health, but he's back now. And he's decided to go back to school and get some education, and he's super excited about that. So we're supporting him on that
Nice.
journey.
That's exciting. Hope mom is better.
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing good. She's healthy. Yeah. So, and he's back in a good place, which is really nice to hear. It's been a bit since we had the whole crew together. So I'm going to go through some updates. Also, it's been a few sessions of D&D since the last time we were able to stream it. So I want to talk about everything that's happened since the last time we streamed. I think it'll be a good recap. And like I said, the last time we streamed was, I'm pretty sure, the last time we had everyone together.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, so you guys had walked through, you were following Old Nana Sarah's plan, right? After you caused some troubles in Middletown, which is the town in between the two big towns, the trade centers at the edge of Vale's territory, because she's not one for big towns, right? So Middletown is as big as it gets while you're in her territory. There was some trouble caused. Fix It, unbeknownst to himself because of his inability to read Lizard, signed a contract that he knew would give him free room and board because the words were similar enough to Draconic that he was able to make those out. But he didn't see what the price was. And the price was that he was selling himself as a pet to some eccentric noble who wanted a sapient kobold. So he sold himself. Go ahead.
Who?
Fix It?
Fix It sold himself as a pet?
Fix It sold himself
Yes,
as a
that's
pet.
Oh, Biscuit's gonna be pissed. All right. Okay.
Well, yeah, you helped him escape.
You did help him
and
escape.
burned down a noble's compound.
And murder the noble's butler, who, strangely enough, was the only casualty of that fight. And yeah, and then you also took the pet collar off, the magically enchanted pet collar off of Fix It and put it onto the nobleman himself. I don't know if that was you controlling the reins, but it felt very Biscuit when that happened. I think
No, I
Zarya
was
was actually in control at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I was controlling Biscuit, but I felt like it was something that Biscuit would definitely do.
So
I'm going to keep asking you to repeat yourself. Like,
You're
could you
good.
say that again?
Yeah. So Fix It sold himself into being a pet, and then Ao, the character, and Biscuit, the character, controlled by Yipyar and Zarya, respectively. Inno disputes the fact that wait, what? I don't know what you're disputing exactly, but like I'm just telling events as they happened. So you went in, you broke him out, you took the collar off. Biscuit, the character, then snapped the pet collar onto the nobleman who had made the purchase.
Oh, yeah.
Ao then instantly stabbed and murdered the butler, who was like, I wonder if my master wants food. Oh my goodness.
He scared me.
I believe I was controlling him at that point. So I was-
yeah.
yeah. But I felt like that was the thing that he would do as well. You're welcome.
100%. Like you guys are better us than us, I think.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and watch you guys. That is exactly what Visca would do. Thank you.
Yes, the butler. Keep it tucked. It was the butler in the butler's bedroom in a nightgown that was murdered by the single stroke of a dagger. So, anyways, after causing considerable trouble, and claiming some considerable notoriety for yourselves as the only sapient kobolds in this town, because remember, we're playing in a world where sapient kobolds aren't really known. In fact, you guys have gone through a lot of persecution and a lot of strife because people treat kobolds like trash, right? And that's intentional. That's part of what I want you to role play. It was an extremely precise strike, murdering that butler. So you couldn't really stay in town. So old Nana Sarah, Ao's beloved wife, came up with a plan for you to sneak out through the sewers, and she gave you a note detailing all the things that you'd have to do for her to come pick you back up safely. Over the next couple of sessions, you all went into the sewers. You successfully navigated through. You found what was the king's name? The King Rat's. You found King Rat, whose name I think was Greg.
It depends on your status.
Yeah, and then depending on your status, you were allowed to call him, I think, Greg, if you were a noble, but you had to call him Greg if he considered you a commoner. But as a favor to Greg King Rat, you slew Larry the Lobster.
Poor Larry.
With a level 4 spell. He had 1 health. So it was a bit of overkill. But you did manage to kill Larry the Lobster. He was an albino lobster who had been possessed by a demon. You did not, however, kill the demon. The demon spirit, you watched it float away. So after returning the Larry the Lobster's corpse to King Rat, he started eating the lobster by dipping it in his moldy cheese throne, which is an important detail to recap. But King Rat then gave you a pass to go through his gate to continue along the path that you were supposed to continue with old Nana Sarah, because her notes did not capture this, particular experience. You continued through the sewers until you found Snarlfang, who was an albino rat that had also been ostracized by King Rat and his society. You read through his journal and found him to be a rather industrious and, really level-headed rat. And so you decided to actually bless him with some gifts on your way out before jumping out of the sewers while following old Nana Sarah's notes. However, it was at this point that Ao lost the note in the river. And you guys couldn't quite remember everything that needed to happen for you to meet back up with old Nana Sarah. So you found the next landmark, which you had looked at and knew, the lightning forked tree that was just a ways up the river, really close to the riverbank. But at that point, you had no idea what to do next. You had forgotten what was on the note. Yes, the Knight 257. Thank you for remembering the forced reroll from the East Wind question and or response and or whatever it was that happened, because I had completely forgotten about that.
I put it on a post-it note. It was on my monitor. Anyway, continue with the recap. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Beautiful. We're here to interact. Like, we're here as a community, right? Like, interacting with all of this is part of what we do. And part of what really makes this experience special for me is I love that everybody gets to be involved. D&D as a medium is a collective storytelling experience. And I love that each of us gets to participate that. And I love that we've found a way to incorporate not only us as the players, but also everybody in chat that chooses to participate. They have ways to participate and have added some really wonderful things, like Zarya's cockroach form, the fact that she can speak Russian and only Russian while she's a cockroach. I don't know if you guys remember the experience with Nora Cottontail and like her being pulled into like an alternate dimension and then being mentally scarred, although it was just a copy of Nora Cottontail that was then, I think Pixelnix like generated a character to go and just take care of the one that had been mentally scarred by me appearing in front of her.
He's still there. He's still doing it, I think.
Yeah, they're still out there just comforting Nora Cottontail. So, to continue the recap, you found the Lightning Fork tree, but you didn't know what to do next. However, while you were at the Lightning Fork tree, you were surrounded by a group of bandits. You didn't immediately recognize them as bandits, and instead decided to strike up both a conversation and a trade deal with them, and ended up taking on some low-key contract work for them. At first, you were just kind of patrolling the area. You had been taken back to the bandits' hut in the middle of the forest. Found a little bit about their inner workings. You met Princey, or Princess Venestia, I think was her full name, who was the leader of the bandits, and got on her good side, especially when Ao purchased her dagger from a set of magical daggers that they had laid out for him to potentially purchase, and then went and asked her for advice on how to use it. Fix It and a drunk at the time, Yipyar, accepted a delivery contract from Princey to deliver a sealed iron jar. And both of them ended up with an oath bracelet that winds around their wrists that if they should tamper with the iron flask at all, will break and then both void the payment and make enemies of the entire bandit clan. Meaning that if they're ever found at that point, the bandits will be hostile. Beyond,
so basically, Yipyar and Fix It have friendship bracelets.
Friendship bracelets. As long as you have the bracelets on, the bandits are friendly with you. That's a really good way of looking at it. Finally, at the end of in the last session, Ao picked up some clues that old Nana Sarah was hanging around the edge of these woods looking for the party. And so y'all went out at night, found the caravan, and joined back up with them. But not until... I'm sorry. Yes, that is correct. You went out and you found the caravan without informing the bandits at all. You just kind of left their hideout and went back to join old Nana Sarah's caravan. They came back up to meet up with you, thinking that you were marking the caravan for them to raid so that they could steal all of the goods from the caravan. However, you stood your ground. You're like, actually, these people are pretty important to us. We'd rather nothing bad happen to them. And because you still have the friendship bracelets, they were friendly and acquiesced. However, they saw an opportunity after asking where you were going and offered you one more delivery contract. They said, if you will deliver a bunch of goods for us, we will give you a bunch of money. Now, there are a couple of rules. The crates themselves are very precarious and must be, handled such. So they can't shake, they can't jostle. They've been very tightly secured in the pocket vault, which you did not let the bandits see or know about. And then you were told that as long as you deliver all of them, you'll be paid 500 gold pieces per each of the 14 boxes that you accepted. However, if any of them are opened or broken, it's like a 2,000 gold fee for each broken box or open box. So you're highly incentivized to deliver everything intact. You also chose not to share with not to consult with old Nana Sarah about how she ran her caravan or about whether or not she would have room for all of the goods before accepting the trade delivery contract. So she was a little miffed about that, but because you decided to store everything in the pocket vault, all's well that ends well. You were also warned by the East Wind that because you have a bag of holding in the party, the gate guards, when you get to Stellantis, will detect that magic and will ask to see any extra dimensional storage that you have.
Oh, that's right.
And so that's where we're at. I believe we're all caught up. Oh, that's right. The last thing that we have to talk about, and forgive me if the mic is too loud. It actually looks like it's jumping up quite a bit. I'm going to turn down the gain control just a little bit. Maybe it's just that I'm really excited, and so I'm talking really loud. The last thing that we need to talk about is that in the last session, Yipyar got some weirdly aggressive parental urges concerning Rumble, who is behaving a little bit like a spoiled teenager right now. But after securing a verbal agreement from Rumble to not touch the boxes that you're storing in the pocket vault, Yipyar casts Geis on Rumble to ensure compliance without informing him. And what this means is Rumble, if he does break his vow to not touch the boxes, will instantly be, well, is it like 10d6 or 10d8 damage or something like that?
2 seconds. Let me pull it up again.
The Rumble?
Yeah.
Rumble.
Hey, if he doesn't break it, he'll be fine.
You gotta be tough and teenagers sometimes.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I agree. Go ahead.
It's 5d10 psychic damage each time it
Jesus
acts commander directly counter to its instructions.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I'm all for, being stern with your teenagers. That's fine. However, secretly putting on a 5d10 secret psychic damage spell, like, I feel like that completely defeats the purpose, right? Like...
Also, it is no more than once each day. So,
okay.
Oh, well, that makes it all.
Yep, it's only once a day.
Only once a day can he take immense amounts of psychic damage, to which baby bullets are probably not resistant.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it happens more than once, to be honest.
Yeah, it's for an entire week, I think.
Wow.
So he's grounded.
Well, here's
Got
the thing.
A shock collar on.
It's kind of like a magical.
Don't say that.
Oh, sorry. It's 30 days. It's an entire month.
And it's not
concentration.
It's not variable, right? So like, you can't like change the thing he has to be compliant to in the middle.
Yeah, you can't change it. Yeah.
Now I don't remember. Did you take notes on what the exact command was? Because I'm really hoping that you didn't act like. I'm really hoping that you said something like, "Don't touch the boxes until we've delivered the goods, or until it's time to deliver the goods," right? Because like, what if I can very easily see a day where you're like, "Hey, Rumble, are those boxes still okay?" And he goes over and he like lifts something up to look at them, and then he gets mentally obliterated.
He lobotomized.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I just said like he can't touch the boxes.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a recording of that session, so there's no way for us to go back and check.
I know I didn't specify until we deliver. It's just don't touch the boxes.
Yeah, here's what we're going to do real quick. Before we get into today's contest, I'm going to have you roll a d20 for how well you worded the verbal contract when you said guys.
Oh.
And the lower you roll, the exponentially more likely it becomes that Rumble takes damage for doing something that would not have you would not have intended him to take damage for.
I'm sending you a picture.
Oh no.
Oh, that almost definitely means it's a nat 20.
Or
Did
it's
you
a nat
text
1.
it to
It's
me?
either one of the two.
Yeah, one of the two.
It's gonna be a text, yeah.
Okay.
Why is my phone so slow? Okay, it should be on its way.
So, in other news, I started a series a couple weeks ago called Mark of the Fool that I have really been enjoying. And
yeah, it's a nat 20.
Yeah, that's a nat 20.
Oh.
All right. So, you were very careful about how you worded guys because, as it turns out, you do care about Rumble.
As it turns out.
According to the nat 20.
Yeah, I can end it early, and it can be removed with remove curse or greater restoration.
Okay. All right. So that's where we're at. Does anybody have any questions about the recap? Any additional details that they feel like they missed or that they would like?
I think that was pretty well put.
Okay. So y'all are on the way. You're almost to Stellantis. We're going to roll a couple of random checks today to see if any of the prepped side quests come up before reaching Stellantis. But barring that, you're going to be hitting Stellantis today. Or, I mean, you guys could just completely derail it and go off in your own direction. That's also fine. As we are wont to do. Yeah. All right, Zarya, be safe. Also, I got to see Yipyar in real life last Saturday, and he gave me the biggest hug, and it was wonderful. Do you want me to, he brought a special guest.
Yeah, you can talk about it.
So I also got to meet his girlfriend for the first time, and she was wonderful.
Nice.
And we played board games together, and it was lovely.
Did you
Yeah, it was
win?
fantastic.
I had a really good weekend of board gaming. I think I lost 2 games, one of which was to Russell's girlfriend. Oh, okay, yeah. And then the second game I lost. Okay, this is a bit of a story, but it's a good one. All right, so the very last game I'm playing on the very last day of the convention is a game called Heat Pedal to the Metal. And the way that it works is it's a little bit of a deck builder. You've got a deck of cards that control how fast you can. It's actually not a deck builder at all. It's just a deck. So you've got a deck of cards that have like various speeds on them, and then like stress cards that essentially you don't know what it's going to be, but it's also going to be a speed. So you're simulating racing around this track, and the mechanics are really well done, where you can make bold maneuvers that like slightly overheat your engine, and if you overheat your engine too much, then it explodes, and that's bad. So it's a really tense game, and it was really fun. We were racing around the track. I started off in first. I ended up dropping all the way back into last place and then slowly clawing my way back into the game. And so the way this stress card works is when you play stress as one of the cards on your turn, you keep flipping over the cards in your deck until you get a card that lets you move, and then you move that much. So it's a wild, essentially, right? But you don't know how much it is, so it's like it could be anything. NO619 brings up a good point. We will all, as a community, have to approve Russell's girlfriend at some point. Or else,
Does that
I think...
mean
Go ahead.
a guest spot in the campaign?
It could mean a guest spot in the campaign. It could mean that when we do our live D&D session, right, when we all meet up to play D&D for, a week or a half week or a weekend somewhere in person, that she will just also have to be there. And we'll have some D&D hijinks. We'll bring in some guest characters, that sort of thing. And if we don't, I'm pretty sure legally you have to break up with her. I think that's how that works.
That'd be unfortunate.
Binding verbal contract.
Binding verbal contract. It's been foisted upon you. I'm going to cast Geis on you right now to make sure that you comply.
Okay, it's only for 30 days.
Gotta word this properly. Come on.
I'm going to use the Sorcerer Metamagic feat Extend spell.
Also, I put it in the chat for the lounge, by the way, that we're in. A picture.
Oh, nice. Oh, the Nat 20.
No, but I can put that in there too.
Oh, of the girlfriend. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
that you
probably
took
more
of-
important and probably a picture more people would want to look at. So that makes sense. So anyways, Heat Pedal to Metal, right? I start in first place. I get all the way to last place. I'm in last place. Halfway through the final lap, I'm clawing tooth and nail to try and get back into this. And in my very, very last turn, I have this massive play. Normally on a turn, you go somewhere between like 3 and 8 spaces, right? But I managed to play all of my cards exactly right. I'd been saving up for this move. On the last turn, I move 17 spaces, right? Which was a disgustingly huge number. And it catches me all the way up, so I'm one spot behind the person in first place. I'm one space behind them. And my last card is a stress card. This like wild card that I don't know what it's going to be yet. And if it is anything other than a 1, I win the game. And so I start flipping, and I flip over a card, and I flip over a card, and the next one is a 1. And so I ended up in second place on the same spot, and he won because he got there first. Ah! So that was the second game that I lost this weekend.
That's exciting, though.
Board game conventions are the best. I'm actually super excited. My next board game convention is going to be in Indianapolis. I'm going to Gen Con, and I'm super excited because my dad's going to come with me.
Nice.
My dad. So it's funny. I guess Boru sharing time. When I was growing up, I always wanted to play. My dad and his brothers would get together every month, and they'd have a board game night. And they had a little trophy cup, and whoever won the most board games would get their name and the date engraved on the trophy cup and take it home. And my dad won about 7 out of 10 times. Like his name is all over that trophy, right? He beat both of his brothers. He's the oldest of 3, so I don't know what that has to do with anything. But so the first time they let me play with him, actually, so the first time I started asking to play with him, they said, "Brian, no, we're all extremely competitive, and we will ruin your childhood if we let you play board games with us." And so they didn't let me play until I was 12, at which point they ruined my childhood by being too competitive in board games. They started having to make up extra rules for each other about not taking advantage of the 12-year-old child at the table. Because I was such an amenable and like I would just agree to whatever they wanted. And so they'd be like, all right, we can't take advantage of Brian anymore because it essentially like is ruining the game. So for a really long time, I like was really uncomfortable with the idea of being competitive because it had such like a negative impact at that, developmental time of my life. But I have come full circle and love the fact that I'm extremely competitive. Poorly out of context. Had to make up rules not to take advantage of the 12-year-old. That is a sentence that plays poorly out of context. And now I've read it out loud twice on stream, so it's going to be on the internet. Hopefully nobody chooses to, put that in a place where it looks really bad for me. But I am extremely competitive. It's one of the reasons why I love League of Legends. I consider League of Legends to be my competitive outlet. Right? It's the chance where I get to go like no holds barred. I get to go all out and give everything that I have to destroying my opponents, and I don't have to feel even the littlest bit guilty about it. Whereas like when you play board games, there's a little bit of sociality and tact that has to be involved. So I still get pretty competitive, but I feel like I'm both a good winner and a good loser, and just someone that's fun to play with. That's what I'm trying for anyways.
I would agree.
Yeah. So that being said, I won all but 2 board games this past weekend, and I loved it.
Congratulations!
Also, thank you. Your voice right there sounded absolutely like it could be a Siri replacement, like one of those Siri alternate voices.
That'll be my next character.
Oh, that would be a fun campaign if like each of you played like really early AI, like as really early AI characters that were just coming into Sapience and trying to figure out the world. That would actually be a really fun setting to play.
So we all play Warforges?
Sure. Is that what that game is about?
No, Warforge is a race in D&D
Like the
that's
race.
a robot.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
They also
we
have
could.
robot gnome mounts too, I think.
Robot gnomes?
Yes.
Okay, for a second I thought you said robot gnome mounts, and I'm like, I don't feel like that would be very useful for anyone. Maybe other gnomes.
Maybe.
Could you imagine? So okay, there's have any of you ever heard of Octavia Butler, the author?
Mm-mm.
She is really she's really quite famous, especially within her niche. She writes a lot of Afrofuturism. I think she's most known for her book Kindred, which I believe has either a movie or a TV show. She's an African-American author that does some really, really good work. But she wrote this one story that I bring up a lot in my life. And in this story, essentially what's happened is there's these humans that came to this planet, and they've lived there for a few generations, but they like lost contact with the civilization that they came from. They're essentially stranded on this alien planet. And in this planet, they are not the apex predators. In fact, the apex predators are these huge insectoids but they're parasitic insectoids that have to plant their young into other living creatures in order for them to like be birthed. And so what ends up happening is they had been using just kind of livestock for a really long time to do this, but when the humans got stranded there, they discovered that like if they took care of the humans and, you know, the fact that the humans had intelligence, they could plant their young in the humans to gestate and then like at the right time like let them grow inside of the human and then have them essentially claw their way out of the humans in such a fashion that the humans still lived and therefore could like, and so essentially like they kept a captive population of humans that they would use for breeding, and like every human had to at some point birth a litter of these parasitic insectoids eggs. Now there's a couple reasons why I bring this up. One, I think it's hilarious that the author of the book, the reason she was interviewed about this story in particular, and they were like, why did you write this story? It's such a powerful piece about like humans being kept and treated as less than human, right? Like, which is a really difficult concept to explore, especially in, you know, like historical fiction. So why did you use like a science fiction lens? And she said, this is her response. She said, I actually just wanted to know what would happen in society if men could get pregnant. And that's why I wrote the story.
Beautiful.
Because the story
As a
follows.
pregnant woman,
What was
as a
that?
pregnant woman, that resonates with me.
The story follows around a teenage boy who like is about to get his like batch of young, right? And there's some really intense scenes where like so this particular insectoid has decided to do something a little unorthodox compared to all of her compatriots. They all just like go up and scoop a human when it's time to, you know, gestate and then implant the eggs or whatever. But this one was like, if I like help raise this human child, we'll have a better connection and therefore they'll be more willing and less hostile to this process. So she's like been a part of this teenager's life for his entire life. And like as he's approaching his, you know, his date, he gets more and more nervous and kind of gets cold feet about it. He's like, I don't really want parasitic insects living inside of me and eating me from the inside for any amount of time. He's like, that doesn't sound like a good experience. And there's this really weird kind of set of scenes where the, you know, this female insectoid, she like comes in and she kind of is like, oh, like, well, if you're not feeling super comfortable with it, I get that you don't care about me like that. She's like, I thought we had a really solid relationship. She's like guilting him into it. And then she's like, and then she's like, and if you don't want to do it, I'll just go do it to your younger sister. It's a wild story. I wish I remembered the title of it. But yeah, so that's the two things that led to me sharing that story with you is first the comment that was Eno says, you know, is poorly taken out of context, taking advantage of a 12-year-old, which is what happens in that story. And then second, this idea of no mounts, because my first thought was, what, like if you could have like a human mount, right? Like that's exceptionally dangerous. Humans are extremely intelligent creatures and very good at like combat and warfare and tool usage. So if you had one like that would obey you like a mount would, that would be very useful to take into battle. So that's a whole long tangent. How did y'all enjoy
Very
that?
slow though.
I like story
yeah,
time.
pretty slow. I'm glad you like story time. I love stories. So we're on the way to Stellantis, and we need to come up with a contest for today. I lost my list of potential contests. Wasn't there one that Pixel Nix had suggested? Did we do that one?
Pixel Nix. I don't remember.
We've got Strength of Sneeze, Strength of Natural Musk. I feel like we did have a contest suggestion that we're like, that's really good, but we did one that was appropriate for that particular session with a promise that we would do that one later. All right. Well, let's see.
We should make like either a Google Doc or like a chat in
you know
our
what? You
Discord
did say
to
I
just
should make
put
a
in
Google Doc. And I think I
suggestions.
did make a...
Should we do how likely we would be willing to
Oh, no.
gestate insectoid eggs?
Oh no.
No, I don't like that.
How willing would you be to be a surrogate parent for a parasitic species?
I just messaged
Oh.
Pixel Nix. I think they might have something for us.
That would be
Or not.
delightful.
Yeah. By the way, Brian, I am not going to sleep tonight.
You'll just dream of having children.
No, I'm going to dream of being infected with parasites and them crawling out of me.
We've done an ears one before, right? Like biggest or smallest ears.
Let's see.
I believe so.
Okay, so longest ears is not really. Nah. Okay.
I'm
Well,
trying
let
to
me-
find. The
gonna
problem is
search
that
ears
the
right
letters EAR are all over this document. There's a whole bunch of them right where Ao became afraid of plants.
Fear. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
Biscuit
I don't
cuts
have
off her
any listed
ear. Biscuit slams her ear on the table.
I don't think we've done an eerie one yet.
Yeah, I don't think we have either. I'm not seeing anything in the contests. Just a whole lot of fear. What in the Rumble cries because he doesn't want to break the hot tub and begins eating the earwax spores, which taste terrible. He also cries because he wanted to have fun with Biscuit but did not have an enjoyable experience. Who
Yeah,
remembers that episode?
Yeah, that happened.
that was a moment. I remember
That
that.
was,
a moment.
That was when he became sentient.
Yes.
That is when he became sentient. Okay, no, I don't think we've done anything with ears.
Ooh. What? No, we've definitely done the biggest or smallest ears. If not, we can do it.
We've definitely done that with feet. We have not done that with ears.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's
I thought we had, but I don't have it. Like I don't have it.
I don't have anything with ear either.
Cardinal directions,
So-
eyebrow control, hairiest feet, nose size, sharpest elbows.
I have
Yeah.
a sharp. That's right. I could do a D4 with how sharp my elbows are.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Body fat
Um,
percentage. Biscuit has a 23. Ao has a 1 because he's mostly shadow.
Yeah, I mean, I got married after that. It's not the same. anymore.
Tastiness to predators.
That
Sorry.
was
Okay.
very tasty.
I also don't have ears. Okay, so there's ears, and their other suggestion was amount of fluff in pockets.
Amount of fluff in pockets. That's amazing. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and do both because we haven't had a contest in 3 sessions.
Okay.
So we will do. Did you say you wanted to do pointiest ears?
They said longest ears.
Longest ears. And then, so your first roll will be for longest ears for ear length, right? So high number is long, low number is low, and then fluff in pocket, which I guess is a proxy for how often you clean out your pockets and or
Oh,
put
yeah.
your hands in your pockets, right? So roll 2 flat 20s. Your first will be for the length of your ear, and the second will be for the amount of fluff that you have in your pocket. 10 being average, 1 being pristine, and 20 being like you can barely put your hand in your pocket because there's so much crap in there.
Can Fix-It still roll while he's on the train, or do we have to roll for him?
That's a good question. Fix it. Do you need a proxy roller? And if so, who would you like? Okay. NO619 says, yeah, I can roll. That's true. NO, you can roll with the best of them.
It's like snap back
Fine, I'll back off. Let's try to
I
help.
mean, his first roll of the night was a natural 20. So,
Yeah, so it's all out.
oh,
That's
he's all
great.
out.
Exactly. That's how
His
that
dice juju has been spent.
Right, I got a 12 and a 13 for these.
All right. AO 12. AO 13.
Not the most exciting rolls.
No, slightly above average for both. I'm surprised your wife let you out of the house with fluff in your pocket.
Yeah.
10 and 15 for Fix It. So exactly average amount of fluff. Or, oh no, exactly average ears.
No.
And significantly higher than average fluff, which actually I think fully tracks for Fix It.
Yeah, he has
It
lots
kind of
of-
matches his picture too.
He does have a lot of pockets, and his ears aren't that big in his picture.
He does have a lot of pockets.
I got a 17 and a 10.
17 and a 10 for Yip Yar.
I got a 17 and a 6.
Oh,
Ooh.
and Zarya got a 17. You said 10 Yip Yar for the fluff?
Yes.
Yip Yar 10 and 6 for Zarya. And Biscuit, where do you fall?
Biscuit got a 9 for the ears and a 1 for the fluff.
Wow, you have the smallest ears and the least amount of fluff. Just slightly below average on ear size, but pristine pockets, which makes sense, I think, considering your obsession with Shine Time. I guess it, you know, I think there's some transitionality there.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Or maybe she just doesn't have pockets.
Maybe. Or maybe
we are
like
holding all your stuff.
you know what else would be hilarious is if like you very zealously and frequently like you like collect the fluff, right? So you have like a little secret stash of it somewhere, but you're so obsessed with it that like you always are pulling it out of your pockets to add to your little stash. I'm just saying there's a lot of options.
That sounds like a me thing, to be honest.
You could be stuffing it in Fix-It's pockets.
Which is why he has so much. It's like you're practicing your pickpocketing, right? So you always take the fluff out and you're like, oh, here you go, Fix It. Here's a little present for you.
That explains why Fix-It doesn't know what he's gonna pull out when he goes into his pockets.
One time I was playing, I believe I was a rogue in D&D, and I had this quirk where I wouldn't steal things. I would trade for them, but the things that I would trade would be ball bearings. So I just had a bunch of ball bearings, and whenever I would steal something from somebody, I would leave a ball bearing in its place. And in my mind, I'm like, now it's completely justified. We're swapping goods. I'm not just taking things from them.
The ball bearer thief strikes again.
It was inspired by a character in Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson, who had a very similar quirk. But it was really fun to roleplay. This idea of like both stealing and reverse stealing are both fun things to play around. Okay, you're on the roads of Stellantis. You've secured 14 crates from the bandits in your pocket vault. Rumble is being a grumbly teenager. He likes listening to his podcasts and reading his books and sitting in his room and not interacting with people. You need to make rules to stop taking advantage of your pockets. Oh, you're saying that you need to make rules. I'm not going to make any rules that disallows people from taking advantage of your pockets. That's something that it's well within their purview. Right? Sometimes I'll make them roll for it. Sometimes I won't. That's up to me. Y'all are on the road again. It's been a couple days since, the encounter with the bandits at the edge of the forest. Every once in a while, you catch a glimpse of one of their patrols, and you give them a friendly wave or a friendly nod or a friendly eye twinkle in order to be more discreet. How do you pass the time?
Hey, crew. I've been kind of worried, thinking a lot actually about what the East Wind said with like our vaults and the guards when we get there. Like I've been really, really thinking about it. So yeah, just wanted to let you know.
Good. I'm glad you've been thinking.
Thank you.
Thinking is important.
I like that you came out
in you.
and you were like, hey guys, I just want you to know that I'm thinking and I'm stressed. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for your attention.
We've been cooped up in here for a while now. I just needed to let you know.
You're not staying in the pocket vault, are you?
No, in the caravan.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was the vault, that's the wrong voice. Well, Ao, would you like to elaborate on those thoughts?
Huh? Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Fix It says that thinking isn't your strong suit, so it probably makes sense that that's as far as you've gotten.
Yeah, but I mean, if you guys have any ideas, I would love to hear them.
And Biscuit looks away and just keeps practicing her movements with I guess it's not the shadow flail anymore, it's the mace. But it's one of the swinging maces, right?
It's a huge maze, though.
It's a huge mace. It's a swinging mace. But she's still doing the flail movements that she learned from, what was his name?
Whose toe knife do you have?
Gurgle. I point
Gurgle.
out.
Gurgle. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the Mace of Disruption that you have?
Yeah, she's swinging it like a flail. Somehow.
Do you ever do that? You know that trick you can do with the pencil where like you wobble it back and forth and it looks
Yes.
right? I imagine that she's like trying to do those kinds of motions with the mace.
So is it like a two-hander?
Yeah, it's definitely a two-hander
Yeah.
for a kobold because it was designed right for a human paladin to wield in one hand.
Basically
But
as big as
okay.
we are.
they are much bigger than you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what she's doing. She comments on one thing to you, Ao, and then goes back to ignoring everyone.
Going through her motions.
Can I do like an Arcana to see if I know how to shield the pocket vault, or to know if like it'll be fine even if they look in the pocket vault?
So you can do an Arcana for the first thing, and you'd have to do some sort of like predictive insight check for the second thing.
Or we can flip a coin.
Well,
We
remember
can
that
do
the coin it doesn't show you very far in the future,
It's true.
and it also doesn't show you a lot.
But we do have a magical coin.
You do have a magical flippable coin.
So that's an 8 on an Arcana.
To tell if you can shield it.
Yeah.
So as you examine the pocket vault, you're like, wow, I wonder if we can figure out how to hide this from the guards, right? And so you pull a couple of volunteers from the caravan over, and you're like, hey guys, I just need to run some tests to see if I can successfully hide this from you. And they look at you like strangely, but they're like, okay, I guess. And so like you do a couple of experiments, you like do some different things with a few different people, and then you have each of them you're like, okay, can you sense the pocket vault at all now? And none of them are magical, which is important for everybody else in the story, but you weren't thinking about that at the time that you were running your experiments. And so, for one of them, you put in earplugs, and you're like, now they'll have a difficult time sensing because, hearing is a sense. But they were like, no, I can still tell that there's a pocket vault. And then the next one, like, you tied their hands behind their back, and they're like, no, I can still tell that there's a pocket vault there. And then the third one, you're like, you know what? I've got it. And you put a blindfold on them, and they're like, yeah, no, I can't tell if there's a pocket vault or not. And you're like, boom, success. And so you approach the rest of the party, really excited to share your plan about blindfolding the guards so that they don't know that there's a pocket vault.
Yeah. Hey, I fixed it, AO.
No?
All we gotta do is put these blindfolds on the guards when we get there. They won't be able to see the pocket vault at all.
You guys in blindfolds. I remember when you did that to me all the time.
It worked, didn't it?
It did.
Did you not ask
Okay.
for it once or twice?
Mate. Yeah, it might work. I think we can
mean-
do this.
You're not afraid of plants anymore. We were just in a forest. Then again, you're also not the AO that we knew, so...
He is not the AO
my-
that was permanently scarred by both pits and...
Yeah, it might have been more that than the blindfolds, to be honest with you.
So you just like blindfolds.
I mean, yeah, and it seems like you guys like them too, so.
I imagine in early AO being like, "Oh, they want to blindfold me? I guess this is just a thing that happens. I guess I'll
Yeah,
go along with it."
This is just what kobolds do.
Also taken out of context.
All right, so
Maybe the
we're
theme of
blindfolding
this
all the
session.
guards and then going through the gate that they're guarding.
I mean, it seems like a normal thing to do, right?
Is Nana Sarah here? In the
She's up
caravan
towards
with
the
us?
front of the caravan, yeah. And she's
I
pretty
wanna
busy
look-
every day because she's got to coordinate like everything about the caravan, right? She's the head of the caravan, so anytime anybody has any questions, they go to her.
All right, so was she like paying attention to this conversation at all?
No.
No. All right. All right, that's gonna be plan A. Maybe plan B. We should ask Sarah if she already has a plan for this. That's kind of how it's gone so far.
See the pocket vault. I took a very important note. Yipiar does some experimenting and discovers that if you blindfold someone, they can no longer see the pocket vault. Okay. So you want to approach old Nana Sarah and do what exactly?
Just ask her if she already has a plan for this.
A plan for what, darling?
Well, I mean, in all your past experiences, right? Which have been plenty. Have you ever tried getting something into the city without people noticing? A pocket vault, for example?
She looks down her nose at you. A look of like almost anger on her face. She's like, "Did I or did I not successfully sneak 5 kobolds out of a city?"
Yes, you did. And that's why I love you. So, how about the problem usually with guards and pocket vaults? Because, we have our vault and they have guards. We
Well,
don't want those to mix.
You could always blindfold them. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
We could cast darkness over. That's essentially blindfolding them, right?
Yes, I don't know if casting darkness on a pair of city guards is going to bode
On a
well for
gate.
you. You have to get the entire caravan through.
No, we just cast it on this one little bit.
Just right in front
Or
of their
better
eyes.
yet, so it spreads from a point we choose. So we cast it between the guards when the start of the caravan goes through, and it lasts up to 10 minutes. We could get the whole caravan through in 10 minutes.
You could get the entire caravan past the 2 guards that are currently standing guard on duty. Maybe you could get someone past, but it's also like connected to 2 guard towers, right? Like full of guards that would notice that there's a magical darkness concealing something and would probably be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Is there any
Be
kind of
suspicious.
spell magic thingy that you guys can do to, I don't know, confuse them or make them like us a lot so they don't care to check?
I have confusion, but we decided it really just like alters their movement so they can't make reasonable actions.
Yeah, confusion, the way that it works, and I believe this is rules as written, it makes them unable to determine who their target of aggression should be. So if you cast it on them, there's just like a chance that they start fighting each other. There's also just a chance that they start attacking whoever's closest to them, which could be you. So,
Okay.
and
I'm thinking maybe I could use Misty Step and just teleport past the guards if there's a lot of people.
Oh, and take the vault with you?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of problems with that plan. In that, first, right, it's a magical ward on the gate itself that detects whether or not
Magic.
extra dimensional spaces exist. Also, like Misty Step only takes you, I think, like 60 feet, right? Which again,
It's actually 30, which
Oh,
is not that
jeez.
much. But I was thinking,
I think it's like your move speed or something like that.
I'm thinking that like the plan is I like let a good chunk of the caravan go in front of me, I'm like in the back, and then I just misty step into the front of the caravan and just keep going with the
Ooh,
caravan, so that it's like, you know,
that's smooth.
Yeah, could
How
you
many
read
feet?
the
Right.
wording of Misty Step for me?
briefly
Well,
surrounded by silvery mist, you teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see.
how many feet do we need to pass?
That flex was for you, the Knight 257. So I mean, a guard gate, the gate itself and the ward, right, is essentially two-dimensional. So being able to teleport past it works just fine. I just have to determine, like, if within the mechanics of the universe, right, if the way that the teleport happens, because I think what it does, right, is it technically takes you to a different plane, and then you end up at the point of your destination, which means you're not on the material plane at the point that you pass through the gate, which would mean that it would subvert the magical ward of extraplanar storage detection. However, I'm also asking myself if a magically warded gate that is sponsored by an ancient dragon has a ward for detecting extra-dimensional storage spaces, if it would also be able to A, either detect
Stopping
and
it.
or B, stop magical transport into and through the gate, which it probably would.
And that would include Dimension Door, right?
And that would include Dimension Door, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
But I'm not
probably...
thinking having a pocket vault is the problem. There's probably plenty of pocket vaults in the city. It's just them checking our pocket vault that would cause a problem. So our problem is the guards, not the gates. That's how I'm looking at it. And I do have an option of something that might help us with that, but it's got like a 25% chance of working.
Oh.
We cast darkness in the pocket vault. Then they can't see what's in it.
You're right. I'm sure that they wouldn't have any written policies or procedures for searching magically darkened spaces.
And this
I mean,
isn't.
the crates are completely encased in stone.
That's right. They're covered.
They are, but you just covered them in stone, right? You didn't create like a fake wall or facade or anything, did you?
I thought he created a fake wall.
No, it
Yeah,
was
it's a
like
fake wall.
like a wall around
Yeah.
it.
Oh, you created like you entirely walled off a section of the pocket vault?
Yeah, just to make it look like the wall is just right there instead of. Yeah, so it's like crate depth.
A1 crate depth.
Yeah.
That does...
Money darkness.
Just as a slight, and I don't know why I'm being so generous with information. I love this dialogue that we have going, but right. So my first thought upon seeing that is, okay, this looks, it's a square pocket vault from the outside. It's a cubic pocket vault, and one wall is mysteriously 3 foot closer than all of the other walls to this. Well, which wouldn't be a problem, right, if it was empty otherwise, but Rumble's room was in the center of the pocket vault and will suspiciously be 3 feet closer to one wall than all the others.
Hey, these are guards, not detectives.
I mean, what are you trying to say, Ao?
They're gonna bring out a measuring tape or something?
3 feet is
That's my fault.
pretty noticeable.
I think they would have to go in there to check in that case.
You don't think they're going to go into your extra dimensional storage space after checking you as you're going through essentially a customs agent?
They might. If they go in there, then they're tiny and kind of at our mercy.
So your new plan is to lure them
It's not
into
a
the
plan,
pocket
I'm
vault
just saying.
and
I'm
We
just
could
saying.
tell Rumble he could eat anyone who comes in. The
Yeah, I
next
thought we
time
were
that-
brainstorming here. We have an angry teenager that needs to be
Yeah,
let
how
out.
are they
a
gonna
little bit.
react to a? How are they gonna react to Rumble?
That's I just so right, like the thing that I really love about what's happening right now is we're essentially talking about, hey guys, how do we smuggle something into a secure city? And like I'm imagining, like there were a bunch of trips where I came back from Mexico and went through U.S. customs, and I'm like, okay, well, how would I in that situation, get a pound of cocaine, which I have never done. Let it be known, I've never smuggled anything into the United States.
Cocaine.
Clip it.
I feel like we need an opposite of wholesome tag.
Also, again,
Nefarious.
this session, the theme of this session is taking things out of context.
Anno started it.
All right, so
I feel like I'm gonna ask Fix It since we're all discussing. Like, hey, do you mind calling up your friend the East Wind?
Fix it. If you have any ideas, you can type them. You could create a thingy to hide the thingy.
Anno says he's gonna have to text the East Wind if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
what in
texting?
the world? Guys, the hype train gave me an emote thing. What is this?
Yep.
Do you see this adorable little applause break?
It's like the
It's so
cutest
good.
train. It's like a penguin train.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Is that just part of the channel now? I think that's just
I
part of
think-
the channel.
No, I think it gave it to you.
Wait, but you guys
you have
can
to
use
earn
it,
it.
right?
Well, yeah, because I clicked on the chest
I don't
and I
have
earned
it.
Oh, that makes me so sad. Look at how adorable it is.
Hey, I'll be right back. I need more tea.
Okay.
We miss you.
I mean, what kind of tea do you want? I mean, I got some stuff from work. I guess we can talk about.
I've got chamomile and cinnamon apple.
Oh, that kind of tea. I thought we were talking about
Yeah.
rumors.
I've got
What?
chamomile and lemon tea. And lemon.
Ew. Lemon is gross.
No, I love lemon tea.
I like lemon tea.
It's like the only kind I'll drink.
Oh, yeah, so Fix It. What would you like to text the East Wind? I'm really excited because I'm going to roleplay the East Wind using voice to text to message you back. And that's something that like my mother does, right? Is she no longer like texts people. She uses voice to text for everything. And like she doesn't send voice messages, right, which you can do. She literally uses the voice to text feature. And so it's very prone to all background noise and her getting distracted in the middle of the thought. So it's really common for me to get messages from my mother. They're like, "Hey Brian, what are you doing?" "No, don't do that. Guy, stop it." And it right and then oh, it's wonderful. All right. How can we distract these guards? All right. The East Wind, he pulls out his East Wind glasses, which are also made out of air because he doesn't have eyes. And then he
Darkness.
oh, right. No, I revealed to you guys in the last session that the East Wind has never actually texted you back or answered the phone calls. He just pretended, right? He just pretended to be calling you back. He would speak through your speaker as you held it up to the ear because the East Wind is ubiquitous.
But only Fix It knows that.
Oh, does only Fix It know that? But the problem is then that the East Wind doesn't actually get text messages. He doesn't have a cell phone and he can't text you back. Now here's the question that we have to ask ourselves, right? The East Wind being ubiquitous, does he only pay attention to you and your party when you call his name, or does he have a personal obsession with Fix It and is constantly like around, like has his attention sphere like near Fix It? Cast darkness, and while you're searching the darkness, you sneak it in. You're the aces in the group. Well, we're going to roll for it, actually. And I've just laid out the parameters. So, Ao.
Yes.
Do you want a low roll to be the East Wind is obsessed with Fix It and is constantly, like, focusing on him and stalking him, and is therefore going to receive this text message? Or do you want the high roll to be that?
that's gonna be the low roll.
That's going to be the low roll. So the high roll is that he doesn't really pay attention to you guys at all, just because of the magical pact that he made with you. When he hears his name from you, he shifts his attention over to talk to you. All right, so we're now about to roll the d20 here live on stream. Here we go. Wow! That's a nat 20.
Let's go.
Welcome back, Grimsy.
Oh no.
So what that means is that the East Wind does not care about you at all. In fact, the only reason he interacts with you is because he is magically bound to do so. And so he does not notice at all. For my premium hydrate this evening, I have a Wolf Dog Project water bottle. It is one of my absolute favorites because it has wolves on it. Water. Very nice. Thank you. So when you text him, he does not notice at all.
I'm sorry, I can't do a reroll on a nat 20 or nat 1.
That is correct.
My points mean nothing in this instance.
You know,
Can't fix everything with money.
are you really sad that you're not the center of a ubiquitous, omniscient presence? Is life? Or are you sad that like you don't have a texting buddy?
I mean, it definitely seemed like they were, forming a relationship, and now it means nothing now.
Well, I mean, I believe the East Wind did invite y'all to his birthday party, and then y'all didn't even like message him for his birthday. So
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, he does accept free drink from like acquaintances. Who doesn't?
You almost said friends, but we're not friends anymore.
Yep. Fixo texts the East Wind, and it is determined
I feel so
that
bad.
on a scale of 1 to 20, the East Wind is 20 uncaring about the party and only answers the phone calls because he is magically obligated to do so. He is still very grateful to the party and does not feel burdened by this responsibility. He just has other things on his mind.
You should actually, scrap the idea of asking him about the guards. You should just ask him, how can you win back his love?
Yeah, seriously.
He gives Nat 0 Fs about me. Oh, that's very true. Yeah, so you will have to mimic saying something out loud through the text. And you can do that just by putting in quotes or just saying, my character says this, if you want. Or you can after texting him and receiving no response. And if you want, you can be like, I texted him this morning and it's like now dinner time and he still hasn't responded. And so like in a broken heart and dejected manner, you can like hand the phone to Yipyar and ask him to make the call. Either way is fine. Or you can give up on asking the East Wind a question tonight. That's also an acceptable solution.
I mean, the East Wind would still be stuck there if I hadn't turned into a giant snail.
Just saying.
That is true. He would have been sucked entirely into the Shadow Realm. Like I put in my notes, he's very grateful to you guys, right? And he doesn't feel burdened, right? That answering a question is something that he's always willing to do. He's happy to do it. But like your adventures and your lives on the scale of interest for an ubiquitous omniscient being just like isn't that interesting. You guys are literally in a caravan moving through a forest.
Hey, it's been fun.
We're like
okay?
ants to him.
Yeah. Or you're like kobolds to him, right? Just vermin for a
Weird.
vermin extermination quest. So maybe, just like proving to the Adventurers Guild and to humans as a whole that you're worth noticing, you have to prove to the East Wind as well. This could be a very good origin side quest for you. Hello, Spinny Turtle. I love you. I love it so much. Oh, speaking of which, I need to contact her.
This
So.
is still one of my favorites.
Oh, Dancing Biscuit.
Yeah.
That one is so good. I love like the really big cheesy grin that she has on her face.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You still like the idea of distracting the guards? All right. Do you want to have your character ask the question, or do you want to role play the dejected, lovesick? I can't believe he's not answering my text. He left you on red, right? You've got the 2 blue check marks and no response. Actually, that's not true because it didn't reach another cell phone. So he didn't even open your message.
You didn't even send.
Didn't even send. To be fair, I don't know if Inno has ever hit the call or send message buttons. It's quite possible that Fixit like literally opened like a note-taking app and typed in like a question to the East Wind.
It's just his notes.
It's just his notes, right? It's not even like a texting app.
How's this battery still going?
Hey, Russell.
Yeah.
Magic.
I would
Okay.
like to think that Eno, Fixit the Artificer, created some kind of magical battery charger thingamajigger.
I don't think Fixit created the phone.
But he found a way
No.
to charge it though. Like he
He,
has an
he
arcane
created
battery.
a charger, like a solar powered charger or something.
Oh, I think the phone actually just had a magically infinite battery. I'm pretty sure that was in the original specs that I gave to him
Because it came from future California.
because it came from future California. Wrote it on
So
paper.
this phone is actually nicer than any of the devices we are currently on.
Yes.
All right, so he wrote the question on paper after the... Oh, wait, instead of texting it? Wow, this
Well, he
delayed
did say he was
today's
going to text it. Yeah. I think he rewrote it on paper because he did text it. Now he wrote it on paper.
Okay. So, We will continue on for just a little bit. So, you've got Fixit charged with asking the Eastwind a question. He originally texts it, writes it on paper, gets no response, finally breaks down, speaks the question out loud, and the Eastwind does come back. And so the question I believe you said was distract. I can do this. Scroll up. I'm so sad. Don't ask me.
How can we distract these guards?
How can we distract these guards? That's the question.
Just blindfold them.
An excellent question. Can you hear me when I use that weird whispery voice?
Yes, but it's kind of creepy.
I'm trying to simulate the voice of the East Wind here. All right, I'm gonna try and not be creepy. How do I just
Get
make
out of
my
context.
okay? If I just make my voice really airy, does this work? Is this not creepy, or is it still
That's fine.
creepy? Okay,
I think it's fine.
I don't want to scare children. Oh, but it uses so much breath to talk like that. Hold on. 10 minutes on children getting parasitic infestations, and this is creepy. To be fair, I think Zarya also found that story concerning. So,
I think that was also like I got because that's when I like disappeared for a minute. So I think I just got the tail end of that.
that's a shame because it's a really good story, and I've referenced it multiple times on stream. Um, okay. Sleight of hand is how you're going to distract the guards. Because you have not one, but 2 extra dimensional storage spaces. And so if they cross the ward at the exact same time, creating a single alert, you show them one and hide the other. And that is the response of the
So
East
smart.
Wind.
That's really good.
So we're not blindfolding them.
You
We can still do that.
We can still cast darkness. To be like we're trying to sneak it in. I want to cast darkness. I don't think you guys understand how much I want to cast darkness.
Ao, I need
All
you
right.
to roll an insight check.
Insight.
Yep.
Oh, okay. 15 total.
Okay. Now I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god. Oh god, not one.
Amazing. Okay. We get to roleplay this scenario now. So you can tell that she really wants to cast darkness. That Zarya really wants to cast darkness. And you've been separated from your wife for a while. And, you know, you're not super happy about that. And so there's some business that you want to attend to with your wife. However, you feel like during the garish light of day maybe isn't the best time to be up to certain illicit activities. And so you approach Zarya with a very personal request that she cast darkness on your and Nanasera's wagon so that no one would be able to... So it's basically like night and no one would be able to see what's going on. However, because of how badly you failed the wisdom saving throw, you think that it's going to be like a complete camouflage and that no one ever will be able to tell at all what's going on.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. So take it away. Here's your scene. Approach Zarya, please.
Hey, Zarya.
Yeah.
I think I have a better idea
Okay.
for this whole thing. So we're gonna do what the East Wind said, because you know it's a god. It probably has its reasons to say what it says.
Makes sense.
But you can still cast darkness. You just need you to cast darkness in that caravan, in that wagon. Maybe. You can do it in like 15 minutes if that's okay.
And don't forget to tell her for how long you will need the darkness spell up.
How long can the spell last, by the way?
I'm just about to look that up. I also have a second question, like follow-up technical question
Mhm.
about the darkness, but it's more for DM than for Okay, concentration up to 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's plenty. I can go. Yeah.
In 15 minutes, I will cast darkness on on your wagon.
Excellent. I fist bump her, and I stealth with Sarah.
You do what with Sarah?
I have
Stealth.
Okay.
We're just going to our caravan, to our wagon.
I mean, she's sitting
wait
in the
for it.
front of the wagon taking, questions from various caravaneers. But
I'm gonna
you caught her
stand
during a
behind her.
lull. There's basically no one around. She seems to have wrapped up. She's got some free time.
I have a
Hey.
question.
All right.
Because the wagon is moving, right?
Yep.
Okay. The darkness spreads from a point I choose.
That is correct.
So if I choose a place on the wagon, does the wagon move through the darkness, or does the darkness affixed to the wagon?
That is an excellent question.
Huh.
And I believe that I don't know. So we're going to go with the rule of cool here no matter what, which is that you can affix it to any point. And according to relativity, if you choose a point attached to the wagon rather than a point to the road, that's what would happen, right? And there's some definitely some what is it called in law when like some other case has kind of proven a point for you? Precedence. There's precedence for this. In that both the light spell can be cast on an object, and I believe the daylight spell creates an orb of light that can also be attached to something. Fix it. Does that sound correct to you?
Look, there's a whole paragraph in the description that answers this question, and it says exactly what you just said.
Beautiful.
Yeah, in the second paragraph of the spell, it does say if you choose a point or an object you're holding or one that isn't being worn or carried, the darkness emanates from the object and moves with it.
Beautiful.
So
Okay.
yes.
Beautiful.
Yep.
And yes to the light and the daylight spell. Yes.
So yeah, you after the 15 minutes,
I cast darkness.
you cast
Yay.
darkness. Precedence. Thank you, Inno. Yeah, I don't know. First of all, I don't know why it took me so long to remember the word precedence. I also don't know why my brain is like the easiest way to remember this word is by law. So maybe that's when it's used.
No, it
most
is a law
often.
thing. My husband's a lawyer, and that is a thing.
I don't have a husband, so he can't be a lawyer. That was supposed to be a joke, but nobody laughed, so I'm just gonna sit here and cringe. Okay, so you cast darkness on the wagon, and now, Ao, I need you to roll for how noisy you are, and old Nana Sarah's gonna roll too. She gets a 19.
Let's go. I got a 2. We compliment each other, you know.
Really enjoying it.
So, like, let me paint this scene for you now about what's happening, right? So, everybody sees Ao, like, skipping up to old Nana Sarah at the head of the caravan, right? And he sees him, like, eagerly grab her hand and then, like, pull her playfully into the wagon, huge grins on both of their faces. And then they see a cloud of darkness take over basically the entire caravan emanating from the wagon. So they all have to stop dead in their tracks because nobody can see anything because it's a level 3 spell and nothing they have magically pierces this darkness. And then for 10 minutes...
Second level. I only casted it second level.
Okay, second level. Still... Go ahead.
But yeah, they're not
It's
good
only
mages
a
around here.
15-foot radius from the lead wagon. But
You think that this road is more than 30 feet wide? So, like,
I'm
the
sorry,
entire...
I have to,
Go ahead.
did I know about this? Because I might just cast daylight. Because magical light can overcome it.
I didn't talk. Honestly, I never approached you about it. I only wanted Zarya.
So, I have a feeling that Ao pulled Zarya to the side for this conversation, right?
Yeah.
And so, let me finish painting the scene before you react. Right, and so the entire caravan stops, and everybody is just standing there, like, wondering what happened. There's a little bit of panic, but there's a lot of noise coming from old Nana Sarah's caravan. Like, a lot of noise. and so they're all just sitting there for the duration of the spell, potentially listening to this happening with literally nothing to distract them. They're essentially in a descent chamber. They can't see anything. All they can do is hear.
Hear the 19.
Hear the 19.
Well, I would say like half the caravan is in light because it's only like 15 feet back from the front of the wagon.
Right, like the
But
back
yeah, they
part of
just
the
can't go
caravan.
anywhere.
But like they
Yeah.
also see the magical cloud of darkness and hear like the
Yeah.
noise it doesn't cancel the noise at all. So then Yipyar, right? Magical darkness is cast, and you have a good first instinct. Best counter to magical darkness is magical light. So I need you real quick to roll an insight check to see if you can tell what's happening and then make an educated decision about how you want to proceed.
Okay, good. I got a 19 plus 2, so a 21.
21.
Insight.
You can tell exactly what's happening. And so in this moment, as you start to hear old Nana Sarah, you have a decision to make. Are you going to cast daylight so that the wagon can keep moving? Or are you going to cast some sort of sound containment spell? Or are you going to use prestidigitation to make up other noises? It's up to you.
So druids don't get silence. So yeah, I think I'll just try to do some what are normal animals in this area? I'm picturing it like a woodland creature that's normally here, like a loud bird or something.
Oh,
and then
you're going to
just try
turn into?
Yeah.
That's fine. Roll a survival check to see if you can tell like what kind of animal is like
That's a
native
bro
to the
move
area.
right there, though.
Okay. Rolling high today. Got a 19.
19. Yeah. You were absolutely able to identify a piece of local fauna with a really loud presence. It's some sort of really annoying bird. It's big and it's ugly and it makes loud noises.
Like a turkey vulture or something.
No, it's an herbivorous bird with a large fruit-eating beak and shell-breaking like seed-breaking beak for like pits and stuff. Imagine like a really ugly toucan, right? No colors. It's like a really pudgy, ugly blue color, and it's got some purple feathers on the top of its head.
Perfect.
Yep.
That'll do.
It is hideous. But nobody can see you because you're shrouded in magical darkness.
Welcome.
All right, so now I need you to do a performance check to see how well you're able to distract from the goings-on.
A 10.
Ooh, that is not very good. You're moderately successful in that you cover up some of the noise, right? And so not every sound and word that old Nana Sarah utters is, hearable because you are loud and annoying as a bird. However, it almost, right, like your wild bird calls almost create like a rhythm to which old Nana Sarah's performance comes in sync.
Has been enhanced.
Yeah.
This has been a wild session.
This one's not even out of context.
And so it was that
I
Ao
got to cast darkness.
was kind to Zarya and let her cast darkness, and Yipyar was kind to Ao and tried to distract from the what would be probably mortifying experience, but
I
unsuccessfully.
was apparently quite kind to my wife as well.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, she's like older than most trees, and yeah,
Still full of life.
still full of life. Okay, so 10 minutes later, the magical darkness recedes. Ao, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. I'm using the pipe when the darkness goes down.
You're using the
Just
pipe?
puffing on it. The bubble pipe that I have.
Oh, I was going to have you do a Constitution saving throw to see how, how much endurance you had.
18 minus, so 17 total.
So, I mean, I feel like with a 17, when the darkness recedes, you would still be fine. But I don't know if you noticed the darkness receding because I feel like you're a little distracted. So the caravan just moves on and continues going, and the hubbub and murmuring builds back up to a level that we'll say, gently coats and covers up the sounds of the goings on. So it was only during the period of magical darkness that you were the only thing that people were able to pay attention to. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are going to believe this, but this was not one of the pre-scripted side quests I had ready for today's session.
It's really.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I gotta go.
Oh, that is
okay.
unfortunate. That's all right. This is a good place to end the stream. I'm going to take some notes here still for tonight about the things that happened, and then I have to go prepare for my Japanese lesson. So,
Oh, nice. Good luck with that. This
Thank
was
you.
fun.
This was fun. It was so
Yeah, this
nice
was
to have
awesome.
everyone back together. This was so enjoyable.
Yep. Hopefully next time, Fix-It will be able to talk to.
Yeah. And I'll try to be less creepy and bring up less disturbing things in the next session.
We'll try.
All right. Everybody, have a wonderful
Good
night.
night, all.
Thank you, everyone, for stopping by the stream. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And we will be back next Monday with Community League Night. So if you're interested in joining us for some casual, low-stakes League of Legends,